We live in a world dominated by technology. Our screens are constant companions. We're rarely far from the buzz of notifications. But what happens when we step away? What happens when we venture into the wild? The truth is, venturing into nature is more than just a break from our devices. It's about reconnecting with something primal within us. Out in the open, beneath the vast sky, we're reminded of our place in the grand scheme of things. The wilderness doesn't care about likes, shares, or the latest trends. It simply exists, powerful and indifferent. And learning to survive, to thrive in such an environment, that's where true empowerment lies. Mastering outdoor skills is more than just knowing how to build a fire or navigate with a compass. It's about equipping yourself with the knowledge and confidence to face the unknown, to step outside your comfort zone and embrace the challenges nature throws your way. It's about realizing that the human spirit, much like the natural world, is capable of extraordinary resilience. In a world that often feels increasingly virtual, these skills ground us in reality. They remind us that our hands are capable of more than just typing and swiping. They can build, create, and sustain. So join me as we delve into the heart of wilderness survival. Let's unlock the skills that lie dormant within us and rediscover the power of self-reliance. Fire, it's more than just light and warmth. It's a primal force, a symbol of survival, and in the wilderness it can be the difference between a comfortable night and a struggle against the elements. But starting a fire in the wild isn't about flicking a lighter. It's about understanding the delicate balance of elements. Fuel, oxygen, and heat. First, you need the right fuel. Think dry, easily combustible materials. Birch bark, dry leaves, and pine needles are your friends. Start with a tinder nest, a bird's nest-like bundle of the finest, driest material you can find. This is what will catch the initial spark and ignite the flame. Next, gather kindling small twigs, gradually increasing in size. This will help the fire grow and build a sustainable base. Once you have your fuel pyramid ready, it's time to introduce the spark. Now you can use matches or a lighter, always reliable options. But for a real sense of accomplishment, try your hand at a flint and steel. It takes practice, patience, and a bit of grit, qualities any good adventurer should possess. Strike the steel against the flint, aiming the shower of sparks towards your tinder nest. Once the tinder catches, gently blow on the embers, providing a steady supply of oxygen. As the flames grow, slowly add your kindling, building up the fire's intensity. Finally, introduce larger pieces of wood, ensuring they're dry and spaced to allow for proper airflow. Remember, building a fire is like a dance, a careful balance of adding fuel and providing oxygen. It's about working with nature, not against it. Before you even think about striking that spark, remember fire is a powerful force. Treat it with respect. Clear a wide area around your fire site, removing any dry grass, leaves, or debris. Keep a watchful eye on the wind direction, ensuring sparks won't ignite surrounding vegetation. And always have a source of water or sand nearby to quickly extinguish the flames if needed. Never leave a fire unattended. It only takes a momentary lapse in judgment for a controlled flame to turn into a dangerous blaze. Once you're done with the fire, make sure it's completely extinguished. Douse the embers thoroughly with water or smother them with sand, stirring until no heat remains. Remember, safety in the wilderness is paramount. By practicing responsible fire techniques, you can enjoy the warmth and benefits of fire while keeping yourself and the environment safe. We can survive for weeks without food, but only days without water. In the wild, finding safe drinking water is paramount. Thankfully, nature provides, but it's our job to know where to look and how to make it safe. Remember those survival instincts we talked about? This is where they kick in. Look for flowing water sources, streams, rivers, or springs. Moving water is less likely to harbor harmful bacteria. Stagnant water, like that found in ponds or puddles, should be approached with caution. It might look inviting, but it can be teeming with microscopic nasties that'll ruin your day, or worse. Even clear, flowing water can hide unseen dangers. Never assume wilderness water is safe to drink without purification. Luckily, there are several methods to turn that murky water into a refreshing drink. Boiling is your best bet. A good rolling boil for at least 1 minute kills off most harmful organisms. If you're short on time or fuel, portable water filters are lifesavers. These handy devices use various technologies to remove bacteria, protozoa, and even viruses. Another option is a water purification tablet or drops. These use chemicals to kill off those unwanted guests in your water. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions for the best results. Finding and purifying water is only half the battle. Staying hydrated is an ongoing process. In the wilderness, you'll be surprised how much water your body needs, especially when you're active. Always carry more water than you think you'll need. A good rule of thumb is to drink water regularly, even before you feel thirsty. Dehydration can sneak up on you, leading to fatigue, headaches, and impaired judgment. Pay attention to your body's signals and keep that water bottle topped up. Remember, staying hydrated is as crucial as any survival skill. It keeps you going, keeps you sharp, and ultimately helps you conquer the challenges of the wild. Shelter. It's more than just 4 walls and a roof. It's a primal need, a place of safety and refuge from the elements. In the wilderness, a well-built shelter can be the difference between a comfortable night's sleep and a shivering battle against the cold. Now, building a shelter isn't about replicating your cozy bedroom. It's about understanding the basic principles of protection and working with the materials nature provides. Think of it like this. You're creating a temporary haven, a cocoon to shield you from the wind, rain, or even the scorching sun. The type of shelter you build will depend on the environment you're in and the resources available. Before you even gather a single branch, take a moment to survey your surroundings. Look for natural shelters, a rock overhang, a dense thicket of trees, or even a fallen log that can provide a windbreak. These natural formations can save you time and effort. Consider the terrain and weather conditions. Avoid building in valleys or depressions where cold air settles or water might collect if it rains. Ideally, choose a slightly elevated spot with good drainage. Remember, safety first. Avoid areas with dead trees or branches that could fall and pose a hazard. Stay clear of animal trails or dens too. You're looking for a safe haven, not a surprise encounter with the local wildlife. One of the simplest and most versatile shelters is the lean-to. Find a sturdy branch or tree trunk and lean it against a rock face, a large tree, or even 2 trees spaced a few feet apart. This forms the backbone of your shelter. Next, gather branches and lean them against the slanted support, creating a sloping roof. Cover this framework with layers of leaves, pine needles, or bark, starting from the bottom and overlapping like shingles to ensure water runs off. The thicker the insulation, the warmer and drier you'll be. If you have a tarp or plastic sheeting, even better. Drape it over the frame for added protection from the elements. Remember, a well-built shelter should provide insulation from the ground as well. Collect a thick layer of dry leaves, pine needles, or even dry grass to create a soft, insulating bed. This will help prevent heat loss from your body to the cold ground. Out here in the heart of the wild, technology can fail us. Batteries die, signals fade, and suddenly that GPS device feels about as useful as a chocolate teapot. But fear not, intrepid explorers, for nature provides its own compass, one that's been guiding travelers for millennia. The sun, the moon, and the stars. These celestial bodies hold the key to finding our way, if we know how to read their ancient language. Let's start with the most obvious, the sun. It rises in the east, sets in the west, right? So if you face the rising sun, you're looking east. To your right is south, to your left is north, and behind you, well, that's west. Simple, effective. And best of all, the sun doesn't need charging or a software update. But what about on cloudy days when the sun plays hide and seek? Don't worry, we have other tricks up our sleeves. Nature is a master storyteller, leaving clues scattered throughout the landscape, whispering secrets of direction and survival. We just need to learn to listen. Take trees, for instance. Notice how the branches on one side might be longer or thicker than the other. That's often due to prevailing winds, subtly shaping the tree's growth over time. In general, in the northern hemisphere, moss tends to grow more abundantly on the north side of trees, as it's shadier and retains more moisture. Look for these subtle indicators, these whispers in the woods, and they'll guide you on your way. Even the humble puddle after a rain shower can offer direction. Observe how the water dries faster on one side of the puddle than the other. That's the direction of the prevailing wind, providing another clue to help you orient yourself. Now let's talk about something equally important: wilderness first aid. Out here, a minor injury can quickly escalate if not dealt with promptly and effectively. So it's crucial to be prepared. First and foremost, always carry a well-stocked first aid kit. And I don't mean just a couple of band-aids and some antiseptic wipes. We're talking the real deal: bandages, gauze, antiseptic, pain relievers, antihistamines, blister treatment, the works. Familiarize yourself with basic first aid techniques, treating cuts, sprains, burns, and even how to fashion a makeshift splint if needed. Knowledge is power, and in the wilderness it can be the difference between a minor setback and a major crisis. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. Wear appropriate clothing and footwear, stay hydrated, and be mindful of your surroundings to avoid accidents in the first place. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the primal dance of fire to the subtle whispers of nature's compass. These aren't just skills for survival, they're skills for the soul. They reconnect us with something ancient and powerful within us, reminding us of our own resilience, our capacity for adaptation, and the deep satisfaction of self-reliance. In a world that often feels increasingly complex and overwhelming, these skills offer a sense of grounding, a return to simplicity, a reminder that we are capable of so much more than we often give ourselves credit for. Learning these skills isn't about becoming invincible in the face of nature's challenges. It's about developing a deeper respect for the natural world, a humility in the face of its power, and a willingness to learn from its wisdom. So the next time you feel the pull of the wild, don't just admire its beauty from a distance. Answer its call. Venture out, equipped with the knowledge and skills we've discussed, and experience the transformative power of connecting with nature on its terms. Remember, the wilderness isn't some distant, unforgiving realm. It's an integral part of who we are, a source of wonder, challenge, and profound connection. It's a place where we can shed the trappings of our modern lives, reconnect with our primal instincts, and discover the boundless potential that lies dormant within us. Go forth, embrace the unknown, and let the wilderness be your guide. Remember, adventure isn't about conquering nature. It's about connecting with it, learning from it, and returning from it with a renewed sense of purpose and appreciation for the incredible planet we call home. And who knows, you might just surprise yourself with what you're capable of achieving when you step outside your comfort zone and embrace the wild within. Thank you for watching, and do subscribe.